Assalamualaikum, Tan Hao. Good morning. I'm Muhammad Faris Rokman bin Muhammad Zamri and from Group 3. So today I'm gonna present about thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is a tricky subject that must be studied in chemistry, physics, engineering and many subjects related to it because it has an incredible impact on the behavior of matters and energy. So let's start with the Zero's law of thermodynamics. The Zero's law of thermodynamics deals with the thermal equilibrium, which as we recall describes a situation in which there is no net heat flow between two systems. Zero's law states if two systems are in the thermal equilibrium with a strict system, then those two systems are in the thermal equilibrium with each other. In other words, if A is in thermal equilibrium with B, which is thermal equilibrium with C, A and C are also thermal equilibrium. This may seem like a trivial statement, but it is an important one because it means that two objects at the same temperature will not exhibit heat flow when they come into contact with one another. This marks temperature as indicator of thermal equilibrium. If two objects are in the thermal equilibrium with thermometer that reach the same temperature, the object will be in thermal equilibrium with each other, which therefore allow us gather all kind of thermodynamic data in our laboratories. Before we proceed to the first law of thermodynamics, we will want to be able to define system as the collection of objects we are examining, while the surrounding represent the environment surrounding the system, which is technically the rest of the universe. The first law of thermodynamics is properly known as the law of energy conservation, which is outline the relationship between internal energy, work, and heat, which now will be presented by the letter Q. The law can be stated as an equation where delta U equals Q minus W. This means that the change in the internal energy of a system will be equal to the energy transferred to or from the system as heat minus the energy transferred to or from the system as work, and all of the quantities will be measured as joules. Because of this law, we can outline few different types of process that can occur. If the process occurs no change in volume for the system, that means that no pressure volume work can be done on or by the system, so work is zero. In such a case, delta U equals Q, and any change in internal energy must be the result of heat transfer in or out. This will be called an isovolumetric process, meaning no change in volume. An example will be the Bohm calorimeter, where a combustion reaction produces a change in temperature, but the rigid walls result no change in volume. To use this equation, we will need to define the sign for each quantities in the equation. When heat is absorbed by the system, Q will be the positive. If heat lost by the system, Q will be negative. If work is done by the system like expanding gas, W will be positive. If work is done on the system by the surrounding like gas compression, W will be negative. If there is no transfer of heat or no work done, this value can also equal to the zero. An example of the thermodynamic in our daily life is a melting of ice cube. For example, someone put an ice cube into a glass of warm lemonade and forget to drink the beverage. An hour or later, they will notice that the ice has melted but the temperature of the lemonade has cooled. This is because the total of heat in the system has remained the same but has gravitated towards equilibrium, where both the former ice cube, now water, and the lemonade are the same temperature. It is of course not a completely closed system. The lemonade will eventually become warm again. The heat from the environment is transferred to the glass and its content.